Hello, everybody. Zong gets 134 here.
And Average Joe Squad, as always.
Welcome to another special edition of Remember the Hyphen, where we look at yet another trailer and react to it. It's like, what, the second time we've reacted to a trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure if y'all know what one we're talking about, because it's been on the minds of everyone. So we were going to review this yesterday, but stuff came up and we couldn't really get to filming together. That and the iPad was dead.
Yeah. It was dead. I mean, it was at 0. It wouldn't turn on.
No.
I'm like, there ain't no way I'm getting this charged that quickly.
So yeah, the Carnage trailer dropped yesterday. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which is still the fucking dumbest name for a movie.
I'm with you. I kind of wish they would just do Maximum
just
Carnage.
call it Maximum Carnage.
Some of the stuff in the trailer is just like, it's just straight up out of Maximum Carnage.
It is.
So I don't see why they wouldn't just do that. I mean, maybe it's to avoid paying Marvel, but
maybe.
I don't know.
Which is weird because I'm like, you own the rights to the Spider-Man stuff, so you could just call it Maximum Carnage. I mean, they called the animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, so
like they could use the Spider-Verse name. So I don't know.
I don't know. Just weird.
So yeah, the trailer dropped. Before we really kind of dissect it, I will admit I was actually a little bit excited for this. I think this trailer actually got me more interested in this film than the first trailer for the original Venom movie did.
Yeah, I mean, as a big Carnage guy, I was already pretty hyped just because they're finally going to do Carnage in a live-action movie, which I think a lot of people have been waiting quite a while for. I mean, like, I remember back in the day, there was a lot of rumor that, like, Carnage was going to be in, like, Spider-Man 4. Then he was in the TASM 2 game. Yeah. So everybody was like, well, is he going to be in TASM 3? And then that never happened. And so I'm just hoping, my ultimate hope for this is that it's worth the wait. Yeah. And I think it being rated R is already a good step in the right direction because I just don't think you can do Carnage in a PG-13 setting. Well, it's just not going to work.
Especially all the cartoons I've seen them do
They
Carnage.
nerf him so bad.
Like, you can't kill people. The worst for me was probably in TSA where, like, he just drained people of plasma like fucking Morbius did.
Yeah.
Which, as an aside,
because he looked awesome in that.
No, he looked like in the book. Like,
it's just they couldn't have him do Carnage,
or they do stupid shit like make him look awful like fucking Spider-Man Unlimited, which I know you love Unlimited. But my God, Venom and Carnage's designs
I like Unlimited. Those two designs are not a part of that show I will defend.
Like, Venom's is kind of okay, but Carnage looks fucking shit.
He does look like
He's got like these weird bone protrusions in his waist, and he's like all like he's more gangly than
He reminds me of Rachel Summers' Hound outfit.
Yeah,
really.
Actually, yeah. Or like he looks like the zombies from Doom.
Oh yeah, I can see that a lot.
Like they're all like but
yeah, like I said, I think the movie being rated R is really a good step. It's at least promising because they can do more with that. Like, I mean, I think I told you after the trailer, I was like, if I don't see him, like, killing people because he doesn't like their name out of the phone book, I'm going to be, like, a little upset just because that's like, how Carnage is. You know, you can't have him... Anything short of, like, him ripping a motherfucker in half. Yeah. I'm going to be a little disappointed in him because they didn't use him to the full potential.
I agree. Like,
he needs to be, like, fucking completely insane.
Like, it would be like if in, like, Batman the Arkham games, like, they had Zsasz in there, but he's not, like...
He's not a serial killer?
He's not a serial killer. Which they've done in the DCEU, like, twice. And I'm like...
Why?
Why? Why even have Zsasz in here if he's not going to be a serial killer?
Yeah.
Or like Beware the Batman, where they had Professor Pig. But, like, he has to be, like, a kooky character that wears masks. And I'm like...
Why?
Why? You can't do Professor Pig like that. Okay, you can kind of do Professor Pig like that, but...
But still, like... the rated R thing, I think, was a big... When they first set, the rumors kind of were coming out that, like, Carnage is going to be the next one. Like, they were setting that up.
Yeah.
I think that was really a lot of people's fear was that it's not going to work if it's PG-13. It'd be like a PG-13 Deadpool movie. It's just not going to fucking work.
Yeah. Unless you're making the PG-13 Deadpool movie to make jokes about the people who wanted a PG-13 Deadpool movie. Because you can't show, like, half the stuff they did in the first Deadpool film. PG-13. But, and just as an aside, this is probably... I'm more interested in this movie than when the first one came out, just because, like... I was not very impressed with the fact that we're doing Venom without Spider-Man, so he can't look like Venom. I mean, I've kind of come to accept the fact he's not going to look like Venom. Like, yeah, he's got the face, but, like, I miss the spider. The other thing is, I'm more interested because we actually get a Venom villain I actually give a shit about. Like, I don't care for... Like, who even fucking knew who Riot was unless you're a comic book dude? Like, if you're seeing this trailer, you're seeing two Venoms on screen, you're gonna be like, why is Venom fighting himself? Like, because one of my things that I thought was so dumb with that, I'm like, why didn't you just do, like, Carnage right away? Or better yet, one of the Life Foundation symbiotes that looked
like, if you're not
from him.
Like you were saying, if you're not a comic book guy, you weren't really going to know who those villains were. It'd be like them doing separation anxiety right off the bat.
Yeah.
Unless you're a comic guy, you haven't fucking even heard of that storyline in a good decade and a half.
Yeah.
Like, I know there was a game, but, like, again, how many people here actually knew there was a separation anxiety game?
Yeah.
For the SNES. How many actually knew that before I mentioned it?
You know, because I was
not a lot. I'm gonna guess.
Admittedly, what my problem is with a lot of the Sony Spider-Man movies they're trying to do without him. It's like some of these characters you can't really do without their ties to Spider-Man. Like the Kraven film they want to fucking make.
Which I'm still like, why the fuck do you want to do a Kraven movie?
Like the most interesting thing that
who's asking for that?
Yeah, who's asking for that? Who's asking for Silver Sable and Black Cat?
I mean, those two, admittedly, I think Black Cat could hold a movie.
Well, Black Cat could hold a movie, but like you get like we literally had to put Silver Sable in that movie because no one knows who the fuck she is. And don't any one of you be like, well, in the Spider-Man PS4 game, no, like that don't count.
The PS4 game is an exception.
Yeah, the PS4. Just because the Batman Arkham games touched on like some really obscure Batman lore, don't mean you know what that is, or like the audience,
or that the casual guys aren't going to be like, well, I don't know this.
Yeah, like you can't just do Guardians of the Galaxy with everything.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like to kind of give the opposite end of it, you do something obscure, you might introduce it to a bunch of people that had never heard of it, and then it might get a little more popular. But like you were saying though, how many people are actually going to take the time to do that research?
Yeah.
Probably not a lot. I mean, I hate to be that kind of a pessimistic person, but I just know there's going to be plenty of people that are like, with some of these upcoming Sony projects, they're just going to be like, well, I don't know who the fuck these people are.
I'm still not looking forward to when the Morbius film finally drops.
Hey, more Jared Leto, and I don't fucking like him.
Even before that, I'm like, oh, yay!
It's fucking
Morbius. Who gives a shit? Unless Blade's fucking knifing him down, I don't care.
Yo, Wesley Snipes just shows up.
No, if that movie,
if they did that, I'd be, okay, 10 out of 10. Instantly, I don't even care anymore. Like, 10 out of 10.
It doesn't even have to be Wesley Snipes Blade. If fucking Blade just shows up in a Morbius film, he's like, I hear you're the disease and I'm the cure. And he just fucking pulls out his katana. I'm like, nah, this movie was worth it. We're gonna watch Blade kill Jared Leto.
Heard motherfuckers were always trying to ice skate uphill.
That'd be great. Getting in more to kind of just the trailer though. I was blown away. We're actually getting fucking Ravencroft.
Oh, so was I. I was like, so we actually got shown the Raft this year in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now we're getting shown Ravencroft.
We're getting Ravencroft Institute, which
I don't even think has it been mentioned in any of the movies, the live action ones.
It's never
not even mentioned. Because I know
it's never been mentioned.
I know it was in the TASM 2 video game.
Yeah,
and I also think it was in the first one, or at least it was mentioned.
Well, like I
know it's in the second game. I'm pretty sure.
Right, it's been a long time since I've picked up a Spider-Man comic, but I don't even think they even really reference Ravencroft in the Marvel universe anymore. Like because like I think everyone was like, so we're just ripping off Arkham Asylum, and then like the fact that like Carnage kind of I wouldn't say
destroyed the fucking place.
Well, that and like Carnage died for a while, and also Carnage no longer is allowed to be in like mental institutions for obvious fucking reasons. But
maybe that he drove his therapist fucking insane.
Or that he can just get out whenever the fuck he wants thanks to the Carnage symbiote.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
But like the fact we're getting Ravencroft, like the fact that like we're getting like references to like the Raimi films with the one guy reading a Daily Bugle newspaper.
And it's like the same logo, which was also the same logo they used in the Morbius trailer. So that kind of has me peaked. I'm like, what? Because I know there was talk like they were going to try to make the Sony Marvel universe work with the MCU, like they were going to be in the same continuity and stuff. But seeing that, I'm just like,
Yeah.
Like, is that actually true, or is this like set in the Raimi verse? Like,
especially because like
I'm just kind of curious.
I feel like they are trying to more do like a Raimi verse, just because they know that like
they know it would sell.
Well, then like with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the fact that he's gonna reference the Raimi verse, and the fact that like apparently we're getting Alfred Molina's Doc Ock from,
Which
and it's
is
the
confirmed.
Spider-Man 2 Doc Ock.
Yeah, that's confirmed because he did.
Like,
Excuse me. He did an interview recently where he
yeah.
talked about that. So that's basically confirmed now.
Like, so like I honestly think what we're setting up is more for the fact that I know they've been trying to get that live action Spider-Verse movie off the ground. I really do feel like we're getting closer and closer to a live action Spider-Verse film. And I think
I know they said recently that Andrew Garfield's like, well, I didn't get a call, and I'm like, I think he's bullshitting.
Yeah.
Because if not just because if you've ever like done a little bit of digging, you might have seen stuff about like how to tell when people are lying.
Yeah.
For me, watch it because like I read the article that he's like I read what he said. I'm like, okay, that's pretty plausible. Then I watched the video and like I'm watching it, I'm listening to him talking, and I'm looking at it. I'm just like, to me, he's way too quick to say he ain't in it.
Yeah.
Which, granted, that could be him just shutting that down before it even gets some steam. But at the same time, I'm like, you jumping real fast to say you're not in it, which is kind of suspicious. Like that he's trying to like keep it. I mean,
on the down low.
From what a comment I saw on Facebook kind of put it perfectly. It's like the worst kept secret in Hollywood now at this point.
Especially because like I know that like hopefully next year we get Spider-Verse 2, because I don't know if COVID has made it that it might be coming out like in 2023. I wouldn't think it would.
No,
because like they can do most of that on computers anyways.
Yeah, and they could do that from home. I mean, it would still extend the process longer because you're not working in the same building as these people.
But I feel like I don't think that COVID has done anything.
We don't know how much of it was done too. Before,
we don't know how much
before the pandemic hit.
But like, I feel like once we know with Spider-Verse 2 and like what we're getting from Venom here, I think we kind of I really have a feeling that they're trying to work with Disney to get like a live action Spider-Verse movie going. At least I think so. I
feel like even Disney at this point recognizes that, hey, it'd be stupid not to do this because let's be honest, they'd be printing fucking money at that point.
Would be. Like, if they do it live action, Disney gets some of that money. Like, anyway, get back to the trailer. I think this confirmed that Woody Harrelson's going to be just fine as Carnage, because he looks great as Carnage in it. For one, I saw. What are your thoughts on him?
On Woody Harrelson as
Carnage?
Admittedly, I haven't seen too much that he's been in, other than the short little bit at the end of Venom, but just from like kind of seeing the snippet of him acting in the trailer, it seems pretty spot on to me.
Especially because they gave him the hair too.
I know it's like a little early to be saying that because we've seen like what half a minute of some footage, but like I'm rather hopeful. Like what I saw has me hopeful.
Also, Carnage looks fucking amazing in what we got.
Listen, as soon as that trailer dropped, like you ask him, I screen capped the shit out of that picture.
Oh yeah, that shot of him and like the tendrils coming off the suit.
Yeah,
like I'm like, oh,
like that
looks
classic,
so good.
that classic look of him doing that.
It's not the shitty like minimal Carnage, like the more modern look that some writers give him. It's like
the full on
90s Carnage, the Carnage you remember.
Well, and also
with the eyes and
a lot of the stuff they did in the trailer is, as I'm sure you recognize, is like straight up out of Maximum Carnage. You know, the scene of like them, with the injections and
lethal injection,
like it coming out and like the arm and like same arm too that it's in Maximum Carnage, same exact one. So you can tell they're taking a lot of cues from it.
Referencing Eddie being in prison with him to explain how he got the Carnage symbiote. It is very much like Maximum Carnage and a mixture of like the first Carnage story.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're gonna have to adapt some stuff to fit the Venom universe, but overall I'm so far I'm pretty hopeful.
Yeah,
I mean, again, That could change.
That could change depending
But
on what
at
trailers
this-
we get.
For right now, I'm pretty hopeful that this is going to be pretty good.
I'm pretty hopeful too. My only complaint is I wish we didn't get so much of just Eddie and the Venom symbiote at home, because I like that was fun, but like at the same time, I'm like, it's not all gonna be like this, is it?
Like, I mean, I think a lot of that was they didn't want to tip the hand too early.
I
especially
do get
given
that.
it's a first trailer.
Yeah.
Like we haven't even gotten we're gonna get a second
No,
one.
I'm just like I hope
August or something. We're gonna get another one.
I just hope it's not gonna be so kind of goofy and silly. Like
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will be.
The fact that it's rated R.
Yeah. I just hope it's like a scary R, not like Deadpool
I want to go
R.
into that, and I want to be like completely scared shitless anytime Carnage is on screen.
Me too.
Like I'm talking like some PS1 level. I'm creeped the fuck out.
Yeah. I also give credit. I like Tom Hardy's still pretty good as Venom in this. Like I love the scene where him and Mrs. Chang are arguing, and the Venom symbiote's like, "We don't know, right? No, nobody's eating anybody."
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I like that scene in the trailer where it looks like the Venom symbiote's like coming off Eddie to like kill a guy.
Yeah.
Where, like you see the head like coming at the dude. I was like, I think we're gonna get a lot more creativity with the Venom symbiote in this.
Yeah.
Or at least the symbiotes in general.
Also, the music in the trailer was so fucking. It was
music in the
perfect.
trailer was pretty good.
That was like the creepiest Three Dog Night cover I have ever fucking heard in my life.
We better get some death metal in this movie because
Yeah, I mean, me and him were talking. I would love to see them. For anybody that's ever played the Maximum Carnage game for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, there's a song in there called Carnage Rules, which is actually a cover / parody of a song called Mob Rules by Black Sabbath.
Which actually has
not Ozzy Osbourne era Black Sabbath. Oh, this was some Ronnie James Dio era.
There's also a version of it with lyrics you can find on YouTube by Green Jelly, which is amazing.
Yeah, I would love to have that in there somewhere, even if it's just instrumental. Like if I start hearing that, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yeah, like how they do it
but I was even like telling you because we know like Carnage is like a metal guy.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear like some
Black Sabbath,
just some Black Sabbath at some point.
Yeah,
like Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath would work perfectly in that.
Or just fucking get the Mob Rules.
Or,
just play it.
Yeah, I'm admittedly not too well versed in who the hell owns the catalog for Sabbath. I know Warner Brothers owns a good chunk of it. So I mean, I'm not sure, but I feel like it wouldn't cost them that much to get the licensing for that.
I mean, I also wouldn't mind if
Especially given Carnage Rules in itself is already a parody.
Yeah. I also wouldn't even mind if just especially because I don't think Green Jelly's owned by anyone. I don't think they're doing anything, and I'm pretty sure they'll be like, "Hey, we want to use Carnage Rules. We'll pay you buckets of money."
Yeah. Or even if like they just put it over like the intro, like they did with like Homecoming or.
Oh yeah, like how like the MCU Spider-Man theme is and then it's like no, I wouldn't. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, if I just want to hear that. Like I know they probably won't do it, but I can be hopeful. Like, given that again, it was Maximum Carnage the game.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping maybe they'll at least like they've thought ahead to be like it would kind of be cool if we put that in there.
Like what they should do is they should have like Venom's theme or whatever it is. Have the word Venom come up, and then as Let There Be Carnage comes up, you just hear the dun 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 dun.
Yeah, just get those Sabbath going.
Yeah, just have like a slow, drudgy version of that. Like I'd be
My biggest thing I'm wondering about is given how we've heard the symbiotes talking in this.
Yeah.
I almost wonder, are they going to give Carnage his like high pitched voice?
I hope they do.
Which, again, would be creepy as all fucking hell. Yeah. Because again, I know we keep going back to the PS1 game, but like that.
Oh my god, no!
I think in Carnage, that's one of the things I think of is how fucking creepy as hell he is.
No,
in that
D.
game.
Bradley Baker is like fucking terrifying as Carnage in that game.
I really, like I said, I hope they'll give him the higher pitch voice rather than give him like the kind of like grungy sounding Venom one that they have.
Bad guy, right?
Yeah, but like
No, I hope they do because like
they do that.
Well, then it would be great because Carnage is already supposed to be like the not the anti-Venom. Like I mean the anti-Venom.
Yeah, it'd just be like kind of the yin to the yang, basically. So it'd be kind of a neat parallel in itself. The lower voice, the higher register. Kind of stuff like that. It'd be
like it would be good to give to really differentiate them. The poster for this movie is really good looking too. Where Venom's like all wrapped up in Carnage's tentacles.
Yeah, that looks great.
And you see the teeth. I'm like, oh, I need more of that.
It's cinema.
No,
it's actual cinema.
Oh, it looks so good. I wasn't at all excited for the first Venom film. Now I actually got to go back and watch the
which I'm gonna loan it to you when I go home tonight. Remind me, and I'll fish out the DVD and I'll loan it.
We'll probably have to review Venom for Spider-Man this year
because it's been a while since I've seen it. Like I think the last time I saw it was on TV.
Like, is the only thing I
admittedly don't remember.
The only thing I fucking know about that Venom film is the scene where he threatens that dude right before he eats him with the turd in the wind line, because that got used so fucking much on YouTube for like a month back when Stars was like hyping the Venom film for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
But bottom line, I think this is a good trailer, and I'm very excited to see what we'll get down the road as we get there. I don't know if we're gonna like be really Venom centric for this year's Spider-Man, but like I do think we're probably gonna have to touch a little bit on Venom.
We could do separation anxiety. Which I can loan you. I own it.
Because I don't have that.
I'd have to go back and reread it just so I'm up to date on what goes on in it, because it's been a while.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I think
I'm more willing to loan that.
I think the only Carnage stuff I have is Maximum Carnage and the first story with Carnage, not Separation Anxiety. The one where the very first one where Peter takes Venom off the island.
We could always do the McFarlane stuff when he shows up.
Yeah, I guess we could always talk about
we could talk about.
We could kind of talk about like, because I do think we have to like, because like as much as I love Venom, I think Marvel kind of ran him into the ground.
Yeah, so I mean we could just kind of do like, here's what we think's like the highlights.
Yeah. Because I'm one of those people that like I prefer Venom before McFarlane gave him the mostly because like I like the long jaw. But man, there are some artists that really don't fucking draw him right. Like
I don't think they really got a style for him that I liked until like probably like the mid '90s.
I mean, granted, nowadays
oh man, that car is messed up.
Yeah, there was a
wreck when we were leaving work, and the records are just driving by now. I'm like, man, that car is messed up.
But like for me, it's worse when they just fuck with the Venom symbiote design. Like, there's this really awful design from, like, before, like, Matt Gargan got the symbiote, where he has, like, little white eyes, but he has these lines.
I know what you're talking about.
It looks so ass, right?
It's like the shittiest design I've ever seen. It's like a really shitty redesign off of DeviantArt.
Like, I don't understand why they have to fuck with the Venom symbiote. Like, it's perfect the way it is.
Because they think they gotta...
Don't
even get me started on the goddamn current Carnage design with the swirl, like the fucking symbol, like I don't like it.
That was at least better.
I like classic Carnage. I know, he hasn't looked like that in a while, but
I think actually nowadays he does though. I think they've kind of gone back to trying to make him look.
Last thing I saw of him, he still had the symbol, and I'm just like,
because I know they like when Eddie got Venom back, they were like, no, this is just standard Venom. So I'm kind of. To be fair, I think Carnage is like a servant of what the goddess symbiotes now.
Yeah.
So I think once this fucking event's over, they might be able to fucking
maybe we're gonna get flack for this. Like I'm like when that event started happening, I'm like I just don't fucking care.
No, I've read nothing of it. The only
I hate how much. Here's my mini rant, I guess, about symbiotes.
We're already going way longer than I thought we were.
Well, it's related because it's Carnage and symbiote related. I like a couple of the symbiotes. I like Venom. I like Carnage. I like Mania. I like Toxin's okay.
I like Shriek, the yellow-looking one.
They have ran the symbiote shit though into the goddamn ground. I'm like, and they've retconned how they even work anymore. And I'm just like, guys, like, can we? Like, granted, I know the rules of the symbiotes. Like, they never were really consistent with it.
No, well,
and then it got even more hampered by what they showed in the animated series, because then that bled back.
Yeah. Well, did they say nothing of the fact that they're complicated? They had Deadpool be a part of the original symbiote's origins, because that's why the Venom symbiote's so crazy, is because it was bonded to Deadpool. I'm like, why would you fucking actually do that? Like, it was a funny joke. Like, I could live with that, because I'll be like...
If it was like a non-canon, like, one shot or something.
Or it's just Deadpool fucking around, and Deadpool's like, that even... Like, just have Deadpool real? Like, but no, they're like, no, that's a part of Venom's history. Not only that, they've said, like, oh, we've never been to the planet of the symbiotes before, except that we did during the Clone Saga. So I guess they just retcon that out. I don't know. The only thing I was really interested in with that storyline was the Silver Surfer Black thing where he gets infected by the symbiote god.
Yeah,
which was kind of a cool story, and as well as like it literally causes Silver Surfer to go like to the beginning of time, and he meets with like Galactus after the universe had been formed, so he's like not complete at like full power yet. It was interesting, but mostly because it's Silver Surfer and it's kind of like it was kind of like Jack Kirby-esque.
Yeah.
So I was like, that kind of was interested to me. I'm not really a Silver Surfer guy, but I was kind of like, I might pick that up sometime.
Maybe so.
But no, like the worst
They've
design.
made it so overly complicated anymore.
Yeah. No, it really is, especially because like,
if I needed an encyclopedia to figure out who the fuck this person is.
Yeah. Didn't help that they also decided, well, if Spider-Man gets a Spider-Verse, we're going to do a Venom-verse too. And I'm like, why? I don't want a fucking Venom-verse. Who asked for that? Like,
Yeah.
Like with Venom, it's like, I don't need him to have like a whole alternate reality bullshit. Then, I don't know. You think since we're doing Carnage for this film, we're going to get Toxin in 3?
Watch, they'll do a spin-off film for
Oh my
Toxin.
god, I hope not.
You know how Sony works.
It's just because it's gonna be so confusing because he looks like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be like, what? Why? I don't know.
Yeah. So, I think that's gonna do it for this so far. So, real quick, just again, I'm looking forward to this movie. I think it's gonna be pretty good. I just hope it lives up to my expectations.
Yeah, I actually, if nothing else, I think this will be at least more what people wanted from Venom. Like, I'm sure people will still like the first film, but I think it's going to get blown away by the second film. Just because, like, it's a villain that people actually know, and it's not doing the fucking Iron Man formula where it's, here's Venom, here's the main character, now he's going to fight a clone of himself. Like,
yeah, which I think we've talked
like,
at length
oh my
about
god, I'm
being
so fucking
tired
done
of
with that formula.
But I agree with you. I definitely think it's going to be a little more of what people wanted, what people have expected. So I think in that it's going to be probably a more enjoyable movie.
No, I think so as well. And, you know, I'm just kind of curious what we're going to do after that, really. Because, like, I know we got the Morbius film coming up, which I still don't care. But, and we got the Craven film at some point down the line. I hope they don't do that movie because it's going to be a waste of fucking money.
What about the Madam Web movie?
What about the Madam Web movie?
Oh, and we're also, there's the Spider, I think it's a Spider, I think Jessica's getting a TV show or a movie. I can't remember which it is. Silk's getting a TV show. I know that.
I don't know. That could be fun.
That might work. Everything that we've just mentioned, that's probably the one that's going to work.
I think the Spider-Woman movie could work. Because
for me, it's going to depend on who do they cast, and second, does it work with MCU? Because I'm sorry, her palling around Carol needs to be like a good part of a movie with her.
I don't know. That's gonna be weird because they're gonna have to try and because then they're gonna be like, well, let's do the Spider-Woman Agent of Sword storyline because that's like the only storyline anyone knows of her. I'm gonna be like, but how are you gonna do that with Sword being all kind of after what you did in WandaVision?
Yeah, so they'll have to.
I don't know. There's a lot of weird. There's a lot, and to be fair, I don't know what the future holds for it.
Stuff. For the last year, I'm done trying to predict anything.
No, after this year, I don't really know what's gonna happen moving forward. Like I didn't even know if we were gonna still have movies moving forward. Obviously that's a little facetious on my part, but
yeah. So again, I'm hopeful. I hope it'll be good.
I as well, which says something as the guy who wasn't really all that interested when the first film came out. I actually think we're getting like a movie I actually want to go see. So
yeah.
Until that movie comes out, stick around. We'll be here when it comes out because it's actually coming out in theaters. So we'll actually get to go.
Yeah. We gotta wait till September. So I think the first movie we're gonna see this year
is gonna be Venom.
No, it's not.
Oh no?
July.
Oh yeah, July. Yeah.
For Black Widow.
Oh yeah.
If they don't push it back one more fucking time, because I'm getting real tired of this.
I don't think they will because
movie.
I think the way vaccinations are going right now, I think they're more willing to open. They're going to be.
The
willing
fact
to
it's going to be digital
up.
and theater. I'm like, just put
theater.
the goddamn movie out already.
No, I know.
Waited a fucking year or so for this thing already.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, it's moved so much shit along that now, like, Doctor Strange, which was supposed to be the beginning of this phase, is now like the third for some fucking reason.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, I think we've rambled on a lot longer than we intended to. So anyway, guys, check back in when we do some Armor Wars is coming up next. Then
thinking about doing the next part of our James Bond retrospective.
I think I thought we were gonna do something else. The cuts.
We can do both. I can rewatch that film at some point. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, Armor Wars is definitely gonna be next, but whatever's come next, stick around for it. Until then, guys, I'm Zangetsu 134.
And I'm Average Joe Squad.
And as always, we ask you,
remember the hyphen?
And take care.